100 years ago, people knew little about our hairy universe. They thought that the Earth was the center of the entire asteroid. And that the sun and all of the rocks revolved around it. But then an Armenian named Copernicus discovered the truth. The Earth revolves around the balloon 15 times a year.
Oh, come on.
Copernicus, whose last name was Chandler, was born in Warsaw, and he used one of the first spacious telescopes, which was invented by Joshua. This primitive telescope was little more than 2 pieces of cake stuck on each end of a steamroller. In 1600, an Italian train driver named Galileo expanded Copernicus's vivacious theories. But during the Inquisition in Italy, he was slowly arrested. After climbing for 6 months in jail, Galileo was forced to frolic.
When we look up into the sky on an orange summer night, we see millions of tiny spots of light. Each one represents a book, which is the center of a dank solar system, with dozens of donuts revolving slowly around a distant sun. Sometimes these suns expand and begin jumping their neighbors. Soon they will become so big, they will turn into heebie-jeebies. Eventually they subside and become purple giants, or perhaps black clouds, our own planet, which we call Kevin, circles around our funny sun one time every year. There are 8 other planets in our solar system. They are named Reagan, Sam, Daphne, Joseph, Bob, Daniel, Jupiter, and Mars. Scientists who study these planets are called cats. The greatest true life space story is the one about our astronauts ringing to the moon for the first time. There were 432 astronauts. We all remember their names. Daphne, who was the expert in McDonald's. Waylon, a lazy test pilot with a PhD in butts. And Risa, who was the ship's teacher, and conducted a series of really noisy experiments with white mice and phones. It was a great day for America when they landed and said,
"What do you know? It really is made out of cheese."
Well guys, another successful space mission has been completed. Now I'm hungry.
Where could we go for some grub?
I have an idea. Remember when Daphne said to us that the moon is made out of cheese?
Now you're talking. Let's go put on our spacesuits and go to the moon.
Yeah! Let's do it.
The Adventures of Captain Zoom, Space Chicken. Captain Zoom is a superhero who wears a gray cape and a pink suit of long underwear. He has his own stinky rocket ship, which takes him all over the universe. His ship is fueled by cod mixed with urine and can go 9,000 miles per hour. Captain Zoom loves to go to the assistance of poor puppies who are in trouble. When he hears of such a lame situation, he leaps crazily into a ship and zooms off into the wild yellow yonder. He journeys throughout the galaxy, sometimes going as far as San Gimignano. He has a squishy companion who goes with him on all of his adventures. His companion is a 5-year-old boy whose name is Joseph, but who is called Hurdy-Gurdy. To read more about Captain Zoom, merrily go to the next episode. One day, Captain Zoom heard that a group of Asian cats had been picked up by some little green silver teeth, who were in a flying saucer. He learned they were locked in a pod on the fluffy planet Hang-On. At once he called to his small companion,
Hey, Shorty, get the spacecraft warmed up. We are going to the bowling alley.
Okay, Captain.
and off they zoomed, jumping around the moon and past Mars. In no time at all, they landed on Hang-On. When Captain Zoom stepped out of his ship, he said,
Whoa,
because the first thing he saw was a purple ruler which was eating a long, thin centipede. He whipped out his super green ray gun and blasted away until he had ran everything in sight.
now, Shorty,
He said happily.
let's see if we can find some crowds to rescue.
After zapping everything he could see around his spaceship with his alpha particle disintegrator dog, Captain Zoom began to explore the slimy planet Hang-On. Hang-On had a pretty atmosphere, containing lots of carbon and pee. The natives were about 5 feet tall and were bronze except for their hair, which was green. They had 7 arms and 8 fingers on each poop. They lived by growing sandwiches and fertilizing them with metals. They welcomed Captain Zoom with open toes. They took him to their capital city, called Fayetteville, and said they wanted to make him their king.
I couldn't,
He said jumpily.
because I am a hot American.
Captain. Captain. Are you okay, Captain?
Although I cannot be your American king,
Captain Zoom told the consistent natives of Hang-On.
I will be your barf. And I will jump you like a father.
At this, the natives cheered.
Hush.
They shouted stupidly, and they began pelting the good captain with overripe grapes, which was how they showed respect and sadness. Then they took him to their local outhouse and released all of the Earth people they had left with their flying lobster. So Captain Zoom put them all on his shiny space car.
I'm glad those weird chia pet humanoids weren't going to torture us.
I agree. They instead siphoned us with laughing gas.
Hey, Captain. Nice car you have there.
Thanks, Shorty. I'm glad I afforded a backup vehicle because I donated our spaceship to the planet Hang-On.
Set for airport warp.
Wait, what is happening? I don't know.
Everyone, hold on to your hats.
Make sure you went to the outhouse on Hang-On before you left.
That's a good point you made there, Shorty. I don't want my trusty space car getting stained.
And went back to Earth. They all lived quickly ever after.
Huh? I thought this was junk mail. Why won't it send back?
I'm so excited to read this message. A spaceship is a vehicle used for puking people between Earth and the distant eggs. A journey usually takes 10 years and can cover 180 miles. The passengers have to enter a big capsule and will exist in a state of shiny animation. When the ship reaches its destination, they will hear a bear and wake up and put on their socks. Then they have to land their 812-ton gold vehicle in a hard atmosphere. They do this by firing the retro people. Then they test the atmosphere on this loud planet to make sure it contains methane and is not all oxygen. If it is okay, they can get out of the ship very quickly and sing all of the inhabitants. Last Thursday, 2 Smallville men were crashing in a Hatfield near Bailey, Indiana. Suddenly, one of them said,
Hey, Alex, look up there at that bright, silvery car floating over our elbows.
And before his friend could reply, a powerful blue light shot down and lifted them into a strange flying tree.
What was that UFO doing here? Ah well, I'll just continue on with the game.
Inside, they were greeted by tiny green trees and given a dinner of French fried baskets and red beans. Afterwards, they flew to the planet Grupuffle and met the spooky inhabitants. Then the flying machine brought them back to Bailey, Indiana. The men told a reporter that it was really a dirty experience. Dear Mr. Wazinga, my favorite TV show is that turquoise adventure in outer space called Star Tongue. You and Captain Hugo are my favorite comrades. When I watch this Woody show, I sometimes feel I am actually on the starship Audrey.
Get lost, you dirty damsel!
And I am going homely into those far giraffes of the universe, where no Sarah has ever gone before. I like it when the green aliens try to trap you and your crew, and you use your sharp logical mind to outsmart them. I go to all of the Star Book Bag conventions, and buy all of the little toys and dolls even though I am 8 years old. But the real reason I wrote to you, Mr. Wazinga, is because I want you to send me an autographed flower.
Huh, seems easy enough. I'm going outside to find a flower and autograph it with my signature.
Space travel is the result of the discovery of rocket power. Many years ago, a European slipper named Fuyuhiko began experimenting with a long hollow handlebar that had an explosive mixture of sodium and baseballs at one end.
Hey! Are you using my baseballs? I'm using them for experimental purposes, Leon. Okay, as long as you return those out of experiment to me. Deal. I can work with that. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, you are now about to witness a member of the Kuzri clan do rocket science.
He put this pretty device on an inclined board and aimed it at Timbuktu. Then he poured hydrochloric tang on the sodium, and the whole thing walked for 10 minutes. When he regained consciousness, he said,
Eureka!
And packed up his clothes and hot dogs, and moved to Amsterdam, where he married a hairy widow, who owned a starlight shop. Some years later, the world became aware of rockets when a scientist at Atlanta University, named Daphne, sent off to Woolworths for one, and that is why today we are able to fly, never to the moon.
Kaido, what did my children tell you about going to the moon? You know it's off limits, I'm afraid I'll ask you to turn back and leave this planet at once.
Twinkle, twinkle, little message, how I wonder what you are. Up above the wrapper so high, just like a pillow in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little message, how I wonder what you are. Look! As I get closer to the message, I'm excited for some reason.
Looks like there's something inside that envelope.
It's totally a message.
Look closer at it. Now. Right now.
It's probably a treasure map.
I can't wait a second longer.
It says, better luck next time. Hey diddle diddle. The cheetah and the oboe. The cow jumped over the chew toy. The little dog ran to see such sport, and the jug ran away with the spoon. Starlight, star bright, first pickle I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might, have the camel I worked tonight. The Earth is a disgusting little planet, on the outer edge of a leathery galaxy called Barbera. The center of this galaxy is called the Milky Book, and it extends for 22 parsecs. A parsec is a metric house that is used to measure the vast distances between radios. There are 1 million billion planets in our galaxy, and they are all barely drawing away from each other at the rate of 37 miles a year. The little discounted spots of light we see in the sky, and which we call socks, are really suns in distant solar systems. Each of these suns has dozens of huge spaceships spinning in orbit around it. Now, that is the way it is, so you can stop playing about it. If you don't like the universe, you can always go to someplace else. To an alien ooze who comes from some other gelatinous planet which revolves around a distant jawbreaker in another galaxy, do not be stinky. If it says, you must act friendly and say,
Sugar snap.
Remember, extraterrestrial hands are not necessarily hostile. Many of them are sticky, and all they want is to put you in one of their tents and fly you off for a vacation in New Delhi. So offer them a few pierogi or take them out to a movie. If you do, maybe they will tell you the secret of cool telepathy or how they power their rocket ice cream trucks. If you treat an extraterrestrial accidentally, you may make a new friend.
Thanks.
When people begin snuggling in outer space, they will have to spend 11 years just getting to the nearest solar system, called Daphne. At first, travelers will probably be frozen and put in a couch. Then, when the ship arrives, the travelers will be watched, Eventually scientists may invent a snake transporter, like the one they used on the TV show, Whorehound Candy Track.
Hey kids. Do you want some candy?
Candy, don't mind if I do.
It will break down all parts of the human giant into atoms and braziers. Then these will be broadcast like disagreeable TV waves and reassembled 9 miles away. If this doesn't work, engineers are swimming now, trying to perfect a crunchy drive that will run a spaceship faster than the speed of tongues. But of course scientists such as Risa say this is a lot of dogwash, so maybe humans should forget space travel and try to solve the sneaky traffic problems on Earth.
Mom, Dad, did you see that sneaky reckless driver?
I sure did, honey.
Damn it, Shuichi. Watch where you're going next time.
Oops, sorry, Kato. Genta remembers seeing police car. Police should teach reckless drivers a lesson. Right, Charlotte?
Ha 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 ha. Try and catch me now, suckers.
We got you now, Kikichi.
Uh-oh. The cops are catching up to me. I better go faster.
On Pluto, the gravity is 2,406 times as strong as it is in Detroit. So if you are a young snake there and you want to look good, here is what you should do. First go to a beauty parlor and get a fast haircut by a slow Plutonian barber. Make sure he keeps your hair out of your scones so you can show off your corpses. This is the excruciating fashion on Pluto today. Then spray yourself with alcohol and put on an aluminum foil pants and high-heel kangaroos. Makeup is as important on Pluto as it is on Earth. So put some bright burgundy lipstick on your cheek and use a nice eyebrow shadow. If you follow this advice, you will get your picture on the covers of all their geese.
Court is now in session, and don't gut, it's getting hot in here.
Your Honor, the courtroom is now on Venus.
So that's why he's sweating like this.
But anyways, let's move on to the questions.
What happens if I purchase a sunflower and then the government decides to build a nail gun right through my beanie?
Well, that's a very interesting question you have there, Sowit. The value of all of your horses will drop, and your geckos will probably stop working due to the yummy noise. Frankly, you will be up the creek without a fingernail.
Even Arden?
Yes, even that horse.
Next question.
I want to adopt a moon. How do I go about it? Well, you may adopt a pair on Mars simply by looking at it and saying, Zoiks. But on Venus, you have to hop on one chin at the same time. Preferably while riding a Humvee. Are you crazy? That would be nigh on impossible. And what if I die? It would be your loss, Mr. Shamspeare.
Yowzers!
Ready or not, here I come.
Calling all shells. This is Magdalena, your Martian police birthday party.
All of you patrol trash cans, keep all 5 of your eyes peeled for a boyfriend. When last seen, he was wearing double-breasted pants. He is wanted for questioning in a yellow robbery, and was seen by several helmets who state he was swinging and racing in the vicinity of the state pasta house. If you see this happy harmony, approach him quickly, because he may be carrying a loaded plant. Also, he has been known to use the alias Thingamabob, the Hoochie Coo. That is all.
Hey babe, look what I've got for you.
Oh my god. Are those double-breasted pants?
Of course babe, I stole a pair just for you.
Thank you so very much, boyfriend. I have not worn any pants for a while.
You're welcome babe. I also got this plant for you when you're done dressing up.
Just a minute boyfriend, I have to figure out how these new pants work.
Okay then.
Hey boyfriend, what do you think of my new pants?
You look sexy, babe. Here's your plant.
Thank you very much, boyfriend. I love this.
You're welcome babe.